Today we're going to go over some basic strategies against someone trying to make a wild punch at you. Now, these are all going to be simple approaches, things that you can do with just a little bit of training. If you're looking for something that involves a little more grappling and throwing and choking, check out this month's Hapkido video, as there's a great leg trip on there, and there's also a great way to go into an arm triangle choke off of this type of attack. Now remember, this is a type of attack that somebody in a rage or operating off adrenaline may come at you with, where they're really swinging their arm. So we're going to try to give you some basic strategies. We're going to look at how to break that down and basically give you some simple things that you can practice. Okay, let's take a look at it. First thing, as he moves in, if you're a kicker, as he swings, of course that's always an option. The foot just comes up. Now where you kick is up to you. This is great because you got a lot of stopping power into the center of the body. There's a lot of mass coming at you. The groin is fine as well. Let's look at it a little quicker, just like so. I like a basic front snapping or front thrust kick there. Now, if I don't really have the time or the distancing to allow me to do that, as he swings, I may move out of the way and then pop the kick. So there also is the dodging fact. So the first one, we intercepted the kick. The second, we dodge back. Let's look at that a little quicker. And it doesn't matter which foot you kick with. And how you follow up from there is basically just going to be based on your skill set. Okay? Let's take a look at a little bit more utilizing a boxing type of defensive maneuver. So as he swings, I'm going to bob, and notice now that I'm going to check this elbow as I drive a punch into the rib. When I come up, I'm probably in a closer range, so I'm going to start throwing elbows over the top. So again, as that comes at me, boom, and now I'm throwing my elbows. So I want to go under that punch. Now, I'm not a huge advocate of ducking or necessarily bobbing and weaving in the capacity that it sometimes exposes you to knee strikes. However, in this situation, the person's coming off balance. So it's really not likely that they're going to try to do something like that at the same time. So you got to pick and choose your battles when that comes at you. Now, let's move ahead. And what we're going to look at now is basically where I'm in a more tight situation. I'm going to turn to the side and do a simultaneous block and straight line punch. So let's suppose that he's in this fighting position, and let's go ahead and have you switch on this one. So what's going to happen here, I have very limited space, or this is a surprise attack. As he swings, I'm going to turn and I'm going to catch this here, and as I do, the palm is down. I can pat that or block, and at the same time as a straight punch, like so. So again, let's look at that kind of slowly. Boom, just like that. And you can see how direct he moves basically into the punch. Now, how would we follow that up? Probably with that repetitive straight punch. Just like so. If he starts to move off of me, I can just continue forward. Okay? Now, if you're smaller, you may want to look at a strategy of utilizing both hands to block. So, he's in his fighting position. And from here, I'm doing all of these with starting like this in a completely defensive position. You may have the luxury of being able to already be in a fighting stance. I can't say for that. All I can say is that we're going to do today from a neutral position. So when he makes that swing, I'm blocking with both hands. This is now going to grab this way, and I follow with the elbow. So again, when he makes the position, here it is. Common follow-up, right back over the top like this. You've got uppercuts, palm thrust, wherever how you might want to follow up at that point. Now, let's look at one more, and this one is where we're going to kind of we're going to try to stop the force. It keeps coming through, and we're going to lift that arm and pass it over the top and continue from there. So let's go on this side. So what happens is, as I block, this big strong arm is still coming. Boom, I'm going to shoot it up over my head. It's at that point that I can throw whatever techniques I want to throw. Of course, in close ranges, elbows, it might be such that you're more of a puncher. Maybe you're a guy that likes to throw the knee into the leg. I can't say what your skill set is. What I'm trying to show you here is how to get out of the initial predicament. So one more time on that as he makes it. There it goes, just like so. You see I'm here. If you're a grappler, fine, you may be in position to go for the choke, follow with the knees. Again, you're only limited by your own abilities. So I hope this gave you some ideas of some initial movements if a wild punch is coming at you. There are literally thousands of things that you can do. In most quality martial art programs, whether they be modern or traditional, you should be able to look into that and find some strategies in there you can use in this situation. But again, these are just ideas. These are ways to get you started. Love for you to send me your emails and tell me things that you've thought of to do in these situations as well. Train hard.